Today's video isn't just about a great game, it's about one of, if not my favorite games of all time. Of course, the game I'm talking about is Among Us. Now obviously, I'm kidding, but if this video gets 100 likes, I'll make an Among Us video essay. So hit the like button. Anyway, you read the title, you know this video is about Postal 2, a dark satirical adventure that I and many others love. Now there are a lot of factors that make this game a masterpiece, but it still has some flaws, being that it was released in 2003. I'm going to be covering all of that in today's video, so sit back, relax, sign this petition, and let's jump right into the amazing world of Postal 2.
That's what you got, then it's not enough. That's what you got, then it's not enough. That's what you got, then it's not enough. That's what you got.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Now before we get into the nitty-gritty of Postal 2, we should probably cover why the game exists. Obviously the game title is Postal 2, so there must be a Postal 1. Postal 1, or just Postal, was released in November of 1997. It was an isometric shooter where you play as the Postal Dude, who's essentially just an edgy version of Duke Nukem. The game is fairly simple and easy to understand. You have to kill all the hostiles in the level to progress to the next one. The game was very controversial for the time, and the US Postal Service actually tried to sue Running with Scissors, the developers of the game. Now, Postal was a lot darker than Postal 2. Postal 2 is much more satirical and ironic, while Postal did have its humorous moments. The game was mainly focused on killing, which isn't a bad thing, but the series wouldn't be this dark ever again. Now fast forward 6 years to 2003. When Running with Scissors released their latest and greatest game, Postal 2. Now, I didn't play Postal 2 when it was released, since I wasn't alive at the time. No, I found the game around 2018 when I watched some videos on the game by a British YouTuber you may have heard of.
To be honest, I'd pick you up, hug you while rubbing you against my huge sweaty boobs, then kiss your cheeks telling you how much I loved you, and then kiss you on the lips and let out a hard belch into your mouth.
After watching those videos, I fell in love with the game and went right to Steam to purchase it. And I've been hooked ever since, always coming back to the game whenever I get bored of whatever team-based, competitive shooter me and my friends are playing at the time.
Bobo the Space Monkey.
Now Postal 2 is a linear, open-world game. Let me explain. Each day you'll be presented with a set of everyday tasks that can range from getting milk to getting napalm. You can do your task in any order, letting you explore paradise as you please. Now this is the true magic of Postal 2, freedom. Although the game doesn't give you a reason to explore these areas, you can still find weapons and NPCs who will sell you useful items such as health pipes and other useful things that will help you during your adventure. Another thing this game does that makes it so good is the various ways you can do the aforementioned tasks. You have so many options on how to beat the game, you can do it without killing a single person. This adds so much replay value to the game, as you can go back and try an infinite amount of different strategies to beat it. And with all the different weapons, it will take a while before you feel like you've done everything you can do in this game. The game will also take you to various locations like a meat factory with some questionable ethics. Different things will happen at each location depending on what choices you make. Like at the bank, you can either wait in line and cash your paycheck, or you can cut the line and rob the bank. If you cut the line and rob the bank, the police will come to kill you. And if for some reason you have the patience to wait, a group of bank robbers will attack the bank instead. Same thing when you get the milk. You can either pay for the milk at the cashier, or you can just steal it. Every mission, quest, task, whatever you want to call these during the game has so many different ways it can go, which is what makes the game so damn good. Another thing that makes this game good is Paradise itself. Paradise is full of secret areas and pop culture references. All these references are pretty dated considering the game was released 18 years ago now. Anyway, as the game progresses, more factions will start to hate you and will try and kill you on sight. Like the protesters outside your work or the Taliban. If a member of these factions spots you while you're doing anything, they will attack you no matter the circumstances. Each of these factions are unique in the weapons they use and appearance, which gives Paradise a lot more character. Police in this game work differently than most games. If you're walking around with a weapon out, then they will politely ask you to hand it over and they will proceed to arrest you. Once you get arrested, you are automatically teleported to the police station, which is pretty easy to escape. However, for me, I prefer to just beat the cop to death with whatever weapon I have on hand. Obviously, Postal 2 is a first-person shooter, and well, you can't make a video about a first-person shooter without talking about the...
Hey, I'm just exercising my Second Amendment rights here, you fucking communist.
As you play through Postal 2, you'll find a wide array of weapons to add to your arsenal. There are around 44 weapons in the game, and each one looks and feels unique. Now, I'm not going to talk about all of the weapons in great detail, just my favorite ones to use. The machete is great. You can dismember people with ease, and you can also throw it like a boomerang. The baseball bat is a baseball bat, except when you alt-fire and hit someone in the head, their head satisfyingly explodes. The napalm launcher. It's a napalm launcher. Now, you might have noticed that out of all those weapons, I didn't mention a single gun, unless you count a napalm launcher as a gun. And that brings me to the only complaint I have about this game. Its gunplay fucking sucks. Good luck using the shotgun effectively without literally shoving the barrel down somebody's throat. Also, the machine gun and pistol have horrendous accuracy, and the hit detection. Oh god, the hit detection in this game is so bad, especially with guns. There is one gun that is actually good, and well, surprise surprise, it's a double barrel shotgun that one-taps everything. Now, in any normal first-person shooter game, it would be a big deal if the guns had poor hit detection. Well, obviously, Postal 2 is not a normal FPS game. You see, most of the weapons that are bad are also very generic. Like, which would you rather use to kill someone? A boring-ass M16 that you've seen in every other first-person shooter game? Or would you rather throw a severed cow head into a group of people and watch them all die from toxic gas? Now, I'm not sure if these are technically weapons, but the wiki says they are, so I'll talk about them. Pissing. You can take out your dick and piss on people. It doesn't kill them, you can just piss on them. Okay, no, but seriously, pissing is actually very important to the game, since certain enemies have weapons capable of setting you on fire, like Molotovs and flamethrowers. Now, what do you do when you are lit on fire? Stop, drop, and roll? Not in Postal 2. In Postal 2, you guessed it, you piss on yourself. You can even get an achievement for sucking your own dick. Okay, let's get back on track, Jesus Christ. In conclusion, Postal 2 is a masterpiece and has so much to offer. While the combat is a bit scuffed sometimes, it's overall amazing, and you should play it. This is definitely the end of the video. Goodbye. Did you really think that was all I'd have to say about Postal 2? Of course not. Once you beat Monday through Friday, you unlock a bunch of new content, like cheats, enhanced game, and higher difficulties. You can also play through Apocalypse Weekend. Apocalypse Weekend is much more linear and story-based than Postal 2. Essentially, you wake up in a hospital and all the events of Monday to Friday were a dream from a bad head injury. Unfortunately, this head injury causes you to hallucinate and get attacked by Gary Coleman. Also, the cats are Beyblades now. Once you escape the hospital, it is very clear how different Apocalypse Weekend is to the main game. You get dropped into a specific area and are told to do something, whether that be kill a bunch of cows with a sledgehammer, or blowing up the headquarters of a shitty game publisher. Now, the ending of Postal 2 is very poetic. You start off imprisoned in a military base, and you need to escape. During your escape process, you find a mini nuke launcher and an alpha warhead. You then get a call from Vince, the creator of Postal, who asks you to blow up an unnamed video game publisher's office. However, as you are leaving the military base, you see a Taliban leader radicalizing a group of survivors of the zombie apocalypse that's going on. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there are zombies now. The zombies in this game are done very well. You see, you need to smash their head for them to stop attacking you. They also spit poison? I'm not sure what it is, but it does damage, so don't get hit by it. Anyway, you make it to the publisher's office, which, if you're playing on a difficulty harder than average, like I did, it's easier said than done. So you make it to the office, and you detonate the nuke, and now you need to escape Paradise before it becomes the next Hiroshima. But wait, You need to rescue your beloved dog Champ from a group of rednecks who've turned all the dogs into, It doesn't matter, cause they want to kill you. Once you rescue Champ, it's time to escape paradise. To do this, you need to get across a zombie and military-infested bridge with A-10 warthogs airstriking it. But once you get across the bridge, you are free. You've escaped, and the game is finally over. Oh, you thought it was over? What kind of game doesn't have a final boss? Mike J, the mad cow demon zombie. His motivations are unknown. All we know is that he wants all to bow down and worship his asscock. But seriously, Mike J is a hard boss at first because the game doesn't tell you how to beat him. Once you do figure out how to defeat him, the fight is still hard as you frantically try to stay alive. But how do you defeat the legendary Mike J? Well, you have to shoot the floating Gary Coleman heads that hover around him. This will lower his force field for a limited time. During said time, you should be blasting him with the strongest weapons in your arsenal. Then, once you finally defeat Mike J, the credits roll.
I feel great.
Running with Scissors are developers of a bygone era of game design, where once you beat the main game, you can unlock things that will change your experience. Like the ability to access cheats. This incentivizes you to go back and keep playing to see how much destruction you can cause. You also unlock Enhanced Game, which spawns more items than normal. Also, you unlock higher difficulties for beating the game on other difficulties. This adds even more replay value to the game. And the best part is that for a game that came out in 2003, the devs still update it with bug fixes every now and again. And in 2015, a fully fledged DLC expansion pack was released for the game. I'll probably end up covering this DLC in another video at some point down the road. The game also has mod support, and people have been able to create basically entire games based off of Postal 2. But yeah, that's all from me. If you made it this far into the video, you're a real one, and if you're new, consider subscribing. I have some more videos planned for the near future. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.